Om Sri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Sri Saraswatyai Namaha. Om Sri Guru Bhyo Namaha. Om Sri Guru Paramparaya Namaha. Om Sri Chinmaya Sadgurave Namaha. Today, our point will be how is karma destroyed? How is karma destroyed? Because yesterday or in last class, we discussed that prarabdha karma, which has already been started giving its result, that will be destroyed bhogena, by enjoying or by suffering. Bhogena eva nashyati. But what about sanchita karma, which has not yet started giving result in this very life? The huge account of karma is stored. How will it be destroyed? And agami karma, that when we suffer or enjoy our prarabdha karma, we do karma. So that karma creates new karma again. So that is agami karma. Because without doing a karma, we can't stay a bit of time. So we have to do karma. So whenever we will do any sorts of karma, there should be some precipitation of karma, which is called karmashaya. How everything will be destroyed. So now we will discuss about distraction of the past. Distraction of the past. See, we are born, we live in this world, and we die. All this is predestined, purva nirdharita. The cause of this predestination is we ourselves. It all happens according to what we have done. In each birth, we get to know about spirituality, God, Atman, and so on. In each life, we get chances to improve ourselves. Yet, the world is too strong and it drags us down always. So we continue running round and round the cycle. Birth, life, death, birth, life, death, birth, life, death. We keep on accumulating our vasanas and karmashas, the tendencies which is deeply rooted in our mind, which is called impression, and karmashaya, the precipitation of karma. Now the question is, how can this karmashaya and vasanas will be destroyed? According to Bhakti Yoga, vasanas can be destroyed through prayer, heinous sins, the sins of many births, and accumulated ignorance, all, disappear in the twinkling of an eye. Kripa Kataksha. In Shastra, in many places, this word you will get. Looking in that way. Kripa Kataksha, twinkling, just a small bit of. Through the grace of God, everything will be destroyed. When light enters a room that has been kept dark 1,000 years, does it remove the 1,000 years darkness little by little or instantly? Of course, instantly. You just lit a matchstick and the whole darkness disappears. Maybe it is the darkness of million years. That is the logic of bhakti yoga, or the bhaktas, or the devotees. According to yoga philosophy, vasanas are destroyed when kleshas are controlled. Klesha means pain bearing obstructions. Pain bearing obstructions. According to yoga philosophy, there are pancha klesha. The kleshas are 5 in number. That those are avidya, asmita, raga, tvesha, abhinivesha. Who are they? Who takes note, please note it down. Avidya, asmita, raga, dvesha, abhinivesha. So what is avidya? It is ignorance. What is asmita? Asmita is jivahood. What is raga? It is anuraga, attachment. Then dvesha, aversion. Vidvesha means, and abhinivesha, clinging to life. These are the 5 pain-bearing obstructions. And these kleshas, each kleshas, can be in any of the 4 states. That is vyakta, means freely expressed, or repressed. When we try to forcefully control anything else, बलपूर्वक दमन करना, उसको repressed state बोलते हैं. Or attenuated, tanukaranam. In 2 days back I used that word. Means किसी को दुर्बल कर देना, क्षीण कर देना. Or dormant, means deep sleep or supta avastha. So these pancha kleshas can be in any of the 4 states: expressed, repressed, attenuated, and dormant. But they are all problematic. When the kleshas are burnt away totally, not half, totally burnt away, when they attain the dagdha bija avastha, burnt seed state, or burnt rope state, problems end. Problems end. When they are burned, they cannot instigate the vasanas. No vasanas in their turn cannot instigate the karmashaya also. Now the thing is, but how does the Vedantin look upon the past accumulations? Vedanta speaks of the fit aspirant for Advaita sadhana, Advaita practice. While speaking of the fit aspirant, Yogya Shishya, Yogya Chhatra, Chhatri, actual mumukshu, imbibed with sadhana chatushtaya or fourfold spiritual practice. So Vedanta speaks of the fit aspirants for Advaita sadhana. While speaking of the fit aspirant, this school says that he or she has to undergo karma yoga, means mental training by way of cleansing the mind of impurities. It happens mainly, you know, practicing karma yoga is possible everywhere. But we, the common fellow, likes some powerful force, we should, in fear factor where is there, we work nicely. It is true. It is verily true that father will tell something else, mother will tell. You know, in our childhood, I don't know what is now. When I used to make any nuisance, the whole day my mom used to tell, okay, let your father comes. And at least for sometimes I used to get, stop. Nothing else. Father means a fear factor. It doesn't matter my father used to beat me. But that fear factor makes me rail, makes me tracked. So in Gurukul, there is 24-hour observation of the teacher. So we must have to do according to what teacher instructs us. No expression of personal will, no expression of personal desire, personal likes and dislikes. What the system says, you have to do it. And jovially, accepting it with love and compassion. Then only karma yoga happens. If you can do it at your home, it's well and good. But like this, where we don't entertain our own vasanas, our own mental vritti, it is okay. So the thing is, this is the thing. In karma yoga, in this way, only we can cleanse our mind. In this way, only our mind becomes free from chittamala. Mind becomes free from the impurities in the form of likes and dislikes. So the thing is, The thing is, the impurities of the mind, which are desires and ambitions, raga, dvesha, may be cleansed. But the inherent tendencies, the past samskaras remain. And they can go only when the light of knowledge shines. That is what this section says. Sanchitam karma, sanchitam karma, brahma eva aham, brahma eva aham, iti nishchayatmaka jnanena nashyati, iti nishchayatmaka jnanena nashyati, agami karma api, agami karma api jnanena nashyati, kincha agami karmanam, agami karmanam नलिनी दलगत जलवत, नलिनी दलगत जलवत ज्ञानिनां संबंधो नास्ति, ज्ञानिनां संबंधो नास्ति. So if we do word for word meaning, sanchita karma, the fruits of action which are stored, nashyati, will be destroyed, nischayatmika jnanena, by the decisive knowledge that Brahma eva aham iti, I am Brahman, means aham brahmasmi. Agami karma api, the future fruits also, jnanena, by knowledge itself, nashyati, are destroyed. Kincha agami karmanam, moreover, the future fruit bearing karmas, nalini dalagata jalavat, like water on a lotus leaf, jnaninam, with knowledge, sambandho, relation, nasti, is not there. So, what is the sentence form? This fruit of actions which are stored will be destroyed by the decisive knowledge, I am Brahman. The karmas that are to bear fruit in the future too will be destroyed by knowledge. Moreover, future fruit bearing actions have no connections with knowledge, like the water on a lotus leaf. Say, if water falls on the lotus leaf, it simply sits there and shines. Though the lotus leaf is in water all of its life, water does not seem to affect it or wet it in the least. So, in the present instance, the enlightened soul's actions have not effect on him or her. This is being discussed. The Brahmagnani, means the realized soul, will live in this world if at all he lives after enlightenment. This is a point. If at all he lives after enlightenment for the good of the world, he has no works, no attachment, no bondage, no duties. He is free. He is perfect. He is called the Paramahamsa, the celestial goose or celestial duck, you can tell. There may be some rare souls who are ordained to be world teachers, who retain the ego of knowledge or ego of devotion and work for the good of the world. The ordinary souls generally give up their body after 21 days of realization. It is said that sages like Dattatreya and Jadabharata did not return to the relative plane after having the vision of Brahman, means the experience or realization of Brahman. According to some people, that Bhagavan Sukadeva tasted only a droplet of that ocean of Brahman consciousness. He saw and heard the rumbling of the waves of that ocean, but he did not dive into it. Sri Ramakrishna says that a man cannot preserve his body, ordinary sadhaka, not incarnations or spiritual prodigy. I'm not telling about. Like ordinary sadhaka, after doing a lot of sadhana, a lot of penances, after when he gets totally having purified mind, and in that purified mind, when that sadhaka gets that pure knowledge, Brahma Atma Aikya Jnanam, then what happens? A man cannot preserve his body after attaining Brahma Jnanam. The body drops off in 21 days. There was an infinite field beyond a high wall. Just imagine, okay? There is a high wall, very high wall. Like, in Alipur, we see of some rich person's house, the wall's height is more than 15 feet. So one cannot see what is there beyond the wall. So just imagine there was an infinite field beyond a high wall. Four friends tried to find out what was beyond the wall. Three of them, one after the other, climbed the wall, saw the field, burst into loud laughter in joy and happiness, and dropped to other side. These three could not give any information about the field. This is the case of ordinary sadhaka when they realized this supreme knowledge. After attaining knowledge in samadhi, in ecstasy, in deep meditation, they stay, and after 21 days, automatically that body gets dropped. Now, only the fourth man came back and told people about it. He is like those who retain their bodies even after attaining Brahmagnana in order to teach others. Divine incarnations belong to this class. We had seen that the Sanchita karma, stored karma, which has not yet started fructifying, of the Brahmagnani will be destroyed at the time of illumination, because knowledge burns all the products of ignorance. The body continues until the karma that had already begun to bear fruit lasts. The Brahmagnani himself is unaffected whether or not the body lasts. For us, he is eating, he is walking, talking. What he does, he himself knows. This is what Bhagavan Shankaracharya ji says in this Gita commentary. According to us, according to the standpoint of the ordinary person, the Brahmagnani, the realized soul, are suffering. Think about our Gurudev. You know, his heart used to pump only 1/4 of the normal people. And maybe since last 20 years from his death. So there was blockage in whole body. He could not move his leg very promptly. But this is all from our standpoint. He was unaware of it, didn't care, because he was established in the knowledge. Ramana Maharshi ji suffered from cancer in the hand. So when some devotees applied some ointment, he smiled and told, "Mitti pe mitti laga raha." Applying mud or clay on the clay. That is Jnani's realized soul standpoint. From the standpoint of ordinary person, Jnani is suffering. But from their standpoint, they are in the infinite ocean of bliss, supreme bliss. Thus, as the Upadesha Sahasri says in its 19th chapter, 25th sloka, what it says, that a person of knowledge will immediately meet with the extinction of all types of bondages, like the extinguishing of a lamp. What is extinction? Extinction means getting extinct, getting dissolved, getting disappeared. That is called extinction. So, a man commits many crimes. Just think of it. A man commits many crimes and is wanted by the law for them. There are many criminal cases pending against him in the court. But when that person dies, all the files in his name are closed. The one who committed those crimes is no more available to be punished. Similarly, the infinite individual who identifies with the body owns all its actions, collects them, and later enjoys or suffers their results in the present and future births. This feeling of finitude is born from the ignorance of one's true nature. On gaining the knowledge, I am the infinite consciousness. Brahma eva aham asmi. The false notion that I am the finite, changing, suffering entity is destroyed. मैं शरीर हूं, मैं दिवाकर हूं, मैं मन हूं, मैं बुद्धि हूं, मैं साधु हूं, मैं आश्रम का हेड हूं. Everything gets destroyed. There remains no individuality that owns actions or identifies with the body to enjoy or suffer them. Therefore, the entire capital of actions becomes null and void. It cannot give results. It is compared to roasted seeds. Once roasted, you know, it cannot sprout. It cannot give results. It is compared to roasted seed. They can no longer sprout. At death, the gross body of the ignorant and that of the wise disintegrates to merge with the five gross elements. पंच महाभूत में विलीन हो जाता है. मतलब जीवन मुक्ति के बाद जब विदेह मुक्ति मिलता है, इस शरीर से छुटकारा मिलता है, मरने के बाद ये शरीर सारे कर्म के साथ, कर्म तो पहले ही डिस्ट्रॉय हो गया, ये शरीर पंचभूत में विलीन हो जाता है. The subtle body of the ignorant man, propelled by the causal body or the force of previous actions, leaves the gross body to take up a new body according to the results of actions that have fructified. The, the subtle body of the wise man merges with its five subtle elements as there is no propelling force to give it directions or hold it together. The causal body, the cause of the gross and subtle bodies of the wise man, is destroyed by the knowledge of the self. There is no more birth for him. For example, space appears to be conditioned by a pot. Once the pot breaks, the pot space merges with the total space. घटाकाश महाकाश में विलीन हो जाता है. Actually, घट पात्र बोल के कुछ नहीं है. This is our imagination. And we imagine the space inside that vessel. Like we tell room space, car space. We forget the space is only one. We only make it confined, try to confine. Everything stays in the space. But with ignorance, we think we are confining the space. That wrong notion goes. Once the pot breaks, the pot space merges with the total space. There is no actual merging. Space was always on and all pervading. Even when the pot existed, the sanchita karma is destroyed by knowledge, and the wise man is not reborn. The prarabdha karma also does not affect him, as he has no identification with the body. But what about the actions done in the present? Would he not have to enjoy or suffer their results here or hereafter? Since the very notion of doership dies, there remains none to enjoy or suffer the results of action done even in the present. Or retaining or remaining in the midst of actions, he is still totally untouched by them, by their results. Like the lotus leaf in water. The lotus leaf is born in water, remains in water, and dies there, yet it never gets wet. See, who enjoys? This body enjoys? Does this body enjoy? Never. We have proved already in our previous classes that this body is inert, like wall, pillow, everything else. How it can enjoy? The enjoy actually our ego enjoys. Our ego suffers, not the body. Our ego suffers, our ego enjoys. Ego means the sense of doership, the sense of enjoyership. A wise man, a realized soul knows that I am not the body, not the mind, not the intellect, not the ego, not the doer, not the enjoyer. So, where is the question of enjoyment? Where is the question of suffering? Once Bhagavan Buddha was abused while he was asking for alms. The disciple got angry. He asked that, why are you not getting angry when I am scolding you with such rubbish language? Buddha smiled and told, if you have taken anything, you have to return it. If you have taken anything, you have to return it. Since I have not taken anything, I do not have to give back anything. Means our anger, is nothing but the return of what we get. In anger, nothing happens. Only our ego gets satisfied and relationships gets burned. If you don't take anything, you no need to return anything. That is the import of this knowledge. Hari Om Tat Sat. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Guru Guru Hari Om.